Hey everyone, it's Christmas! And what better way to celebrate Christmas time than by performing this review in rhyme?
You suck!
Hey, sit back down and don't move an inch. It's Christmas for Christ's sake. Now here's the Grinch.
Yes, this year we're taking a look at a Grinch game based on a Dr Seuss book.
Every Who down in Whoville liked Christmas a lot. But the Grinch, who lived just north of Whoville, did not.
The last Grinch game was a different roast beast, with a dark, creepy tone not Christmassy in the least. With a soundtrack too that's often quite brooding, and puzzles so hard I can't help concluding, this game was not meant for the young and inept, and presents ample challenge for the shrewd and adept.
Ouch!
This game by contrast just does not compare. It's far easier, jollier, and lighter than air. The only thing weird is his grumbles and grouches.
Though it's got nothing on the former game's ouches.
Ouch!
This game contains the entire Dr Seuss book, and loosely adopts its plot and its look.
With a hatred so deep that he just can't conceal it. To cancel this Christmas, old Grinchy will steal it.
Most of the game is spoken in rhyme.
I really had a jolly good time.
At home, the game begins in the Grinch's cave, where the Grinch concocts a scheme so depraved to steal all the Who's presents, a task so immense. Although these are surely his own presents.
This doesn't make sense.
Your job is to journey through 3 different lands, stealing all the presents with your grubby green hands. From the caves to the countryside and lastly Whoville, the Grinch sets upon destroying the Who's goodwill. Before the Grinch can depart and make tracks, he must first locate his trusty dog Max. Max can jump high and squeeze through gates too, and activate buttons to let the Grinch through.
Give Max a whistle.
At any time, a second player can join the fun, though there's really not much that can be done.
There's nothing really that Max can do besides fit through small doors and find gates to squeeze through.
Go, Max!
You can switch from Grinch to Max, and switch back once you've completed your task. But when you do switch back from the dog, it seems he's a bit of a camera hog. In order to again make Max follow you, a short, sharp whistle is all you need to do. In each level, you find 8 hidden puzzle pieces. When put together, your ability increases.
Double jump unlocked.
With upgrades like double jump and a candy cane lasso to swing across the frozen land of the Who. Your moves are few but still entertain, although I can't help but feel it's a little bit plain. You can climb and swing back and forth using ropes, and push big boulders and snowballs down slopes. But the moves do feel rather basic and bland. There was not once I felt I needed a hand. It's simple and clearly a children's game, but one that's quite flat and banal all the same.
Before you keep going, before one step more, what's that? It's a path that you'll want to explore.
The narrator provides help throughout, explaining every move inside and out.
This bouncer can launch Grinchy up to new heights. Hop right on top, and then have a good flight.
His many rhymes I find myself enjoying, but his repeating himself soon becomes annoying.
Jump from the rope to candy cane lasso. Jump from the rope to... Jump from the rope to candy cane lasso.
Oh my god, I know! I need to use the bloody lasso! Don't you think by now I know what to do?
Throughout, there are enemies and hazards that hurt, such as icicles, nutcrackers, and... oh no.
Giant spider alert!
Giant spider alert!
To get rid of a foe, you just have to jump it. And that goes for all foes from Whoville to Crumpet. Besides jumping and pushing, neither Grinch nor Max have any means of inflicting attacks.
Snowball unlocked.
You can later unlock balls of snow that with the square button the Grinch can throw. This makes the enemies briefly freeze, allowing you to defeat them with ease. But although the combat this upgrade facilitates, I feel it's unlocked a little too late. It's easy enough to make your foes croak. The balls just aren't needed.
And that's no joke.
You suck!
Other hazards include swinging baubles, and musical notes from the Who's Jolly Warbles. Now you might be thinking, how can this possibly cause harm? Surely these notes are no cause for alarm. But knowing how horrendous their jubilation, I think I understand the Grinch's frustration.
Think I'll skip this Christmas song.
Come and sing with us.
Yeah, thanks, hun, but I'll be moving along.
Do not fear if onto dear life you're clinging, solace is found in these bells when they're ringing. Should you pass these bells, your progress is kept, and there are rather a lot.
Do they think I'm that inept?
While in the caves, you'll find houses to plunder, home to Christmas cheer and wonder. In these houses, gingerbread men reside, and they're surprisingly happy to see you inside. What do they do with the Grinchy green thug? Why, they chase him down and, give him a hug. After too many hugs, the Grinch has had enough.
I can't say I blame him. That's unsettling stuff.
My gingery rat!
Sometimes you'll find a door so small that the Grinch has no chance of fitting through at all. Luckily, Max can enter small nooks and spaces, and is also immune to the cookie's embraces. The more objects the Grinch unwittingly spills, the more this meter gradually fills. Should it reach its climax, the cookies give chase, forcing the Grinch to pick up the pace. They seem pretty slow, but then all of a sudden...
Back off or I'll kick you in the gumdrop buttons.
To reset the meter, the Grinch needs to hide under tables and beds or the closet inside. The best way to avoid a ginger man injury is to sneak past the gingerbread men,
Gingerly!
But the stealth here is easy, as it really matters not whether the cookies see you or not. Hiding deters them, they just walk away. It's far from the best stealth game I've played. It's simple to win, no matter how much he stumbles.
I guess that's the way the cookie crumbles.
The stealth isn't great, but I've played far worse. And for some reason, the cookies are, ethnically diverse.
I mean, I'm not complaining or anything, but, was this necessary?
Your score is presented when the level concludes, and shows you how many items you've accrued. With high scores attained, the gleeful Grinch dances, in light of such joyous circumstances.
It's a wonderfully rare thing to see him so happy. Though I don't think much of the choreography.
By the end of this zone, you'll need your snowboard, that you can obtain as a puzzle reward.
Snowboard unlocked.
Disaster strikes as we head outside, as the Grinch is pursued by a massive snow slide. The objective here couldn't be clearer. Keep one step ahead as the avalanche draws nearer. By holding circle, you can increase your speed.
This isn't an option, by the way. It's something you'll need.
Sometimes it's hard to see all the gifts, as you're trying to keep ahead of the drift. Once this is over, we can finally make strides and progress to the scenic countryside, where much of the ground is laden with ice, so better watch your step or you'll pay a steep price.
I shouldn't say this. It's awful, I can't lie. Ice of you to drop by. I'm sorry, moving on. Just forget that happened.
You can hold circle to run, as there are some chases to win. Although this is only possible outside, not in. I find this odd as it's inside your chase, and you're obviously unable to increase your pace.
Run, Grinch, run! Or the Christmas ball will crush you!
It's incredibly rare that the run is required, but speeds up the gameplay if you're feeling quite tired.
A cave full of secrets in crannies and nooks. You'll find hidden places. You just need to look.
Though the game is quite linear and simple to play, there are many paths to choose along the way. These lead to secrets and hidden locations, meaning more gifts for your mean cumulations. There are a number of choices and paths you will face, many forks in the road, or a spoon in this case. The game isn't perfect, there are some hitches, like graphical disturbances and occasional glitches. I once needed Max to fit through a door, but then I somehow got him stuck in the floor.
Here, boy. I don't know what he's doing. This is kind of awkward.
When I realised the dog I could not retrieve, I had no choice but to leave. The Grinch skulks around, sneaking gifts oh so nimbly, entering who houses through the door and the chimbly.
No, really. Chimbley. It says Chimbley in the book. I'm not making this up. Look!
Chimbley, Chimbley.
While the Grinch enters Who's houses and sneaks around, the Who's all make rather peculiar sounds. With the Grinch's, finesse, we're onto a winner.
What the hell? That sounds like my stomach. Before Christmas dinner.
The hiding spots are obvious and the Grinch is so slow.
Well, which way did it go, George? Which way did it go?
For the Who's, the Grinch is somehow hard to find.
It's fortunate for us they're essentially blind.
The Who's want a hug even though you're trespassing, and somehow don't notice the gifts you're amassing.
Santa hat unlocked.
With the puzzle pieces, you can also obtain a Santa Claus costume to keep the Who's at bay. You can collect Santa's hat, jacket and boots, which eventually comprise the entire suit.
Santa jacket unlocked.
Once they're retrieved, this hint implies that the Who's now find the Grinch hard to recognize. To be honest, I thought this rather strange, as I personally didn't notice a change.
Besides, they wanted to hug me before. If they now think I'm Santa, won't they want to hug more?
First heart upgrade unlocked.
2 of the jigsaws increase the size of your heart, to endure more damage before being sent back to the start. It's most often useful when sneaking inside. That is, if you're dumb enough not to, hide. And I use that term very loosely.
Can't you see me? No? You're not suspicious about that green thing under the piano?
Now and again you'll find a seesaw, and use it to reach heights you couldn't before. But the seesaws can see you meet your fate, due to Dog Max's substantial weight.
For goodness sake, Max, stay put and keep quiet. I think it's about time I put you on a diet.
Once at the end of the second place, we then reach another snowboard chase. From a giant Christmas bauble, the Grinch has to flee. Wait, what?
I thought this was the countryside, not giant country. Looks like Willy dropped his balls. Yeah, that just didn't sound right. Let's move on quickly.
We then get to Whoville, where you'll need to up your game, as the hazards here are tougher, though the game is much the same. Some hazards are new, like the Who's that are singing, unstable trees, and stockings are swinging. Stockings? Really?
I don't know, the spider invoked more of a shock. How does this hurt you? It's literally a sock.
You ever kill a man with a sock?
Jetpack unlocked.
With enough puzzle pieces, you can buy a jetpack to get you insanely high.
Dude, my hands are huge.
Not that kind of high. If only.
Sometimes a jetpack is needed to leap over big baubles rolling down slopes that are steep. If you collect all the upgrades, and who could resist, you can go back to find items you missed. Now with more health, your lasso and your jetpack, now is the time to explore and backtrack. Although there's one thing I feel I need to add, and it's a detail I find altogether rather sad. There's no reward for finding all the gifts, so it matters not how many Who gifts he grifts.
Indeed, though stealing these gifts is the Grinch's main intent, there's no acknowledgement for 100%.
With this change of his heart, Grinch knows just what to do. He will give back the presents to every sweet Who.
The final level sees you restore all of the presents you stole before. For this you need to obtain the sleigh to help you on your merry way.
Sleigh unlocked.
The idea is to give the gifts back to the Who's, but unless you crash, this is near impossible to lose. Just dispose of the gifts, it doesn't matter where. Which Who is whose gift? The game doesn't care.
Maybe I should give them all to the right Who. Nah, screw it. That'll do.
If you manage to find every last puzzle piece, you can complete the last jigsaw, called
The Beast.
With this puzzle completed, mirror mode is unlocked, but starting this mode also turns back the clock. This mode is the game with the picture reversed, but can only be played from level the first. The game does this for no reason or rhyme, as ultimately this mode is a waste of time. This makes the game longer, but it's rather lazy.
You want me to complete the game again? You must be crazy.
There's no reward for this mode, I must once again stress, but enough about the extra stuff. I digress.
It's clear this game was made for players small, but how does it hold up overall?
The game on the whole is easy to complete. It seems stealing Christmas is no mean feat. As I said before, the stealth ain't great. But you know what? This game, I simply can't hate. It's jolly and fun and it has a good look, not to mention the fact that it follows the book.
But whatever the reason, his heart or his shoes, he stood there on Christmas Eve, hating the Who's.
It's a festive, fun game and a jolly good time, and most of the dialogue is performed in rhyme.
When Cookies come searching to give Grinch a hug, hide in the wardrobe, snug as a bug.
The other Grinch game is a greater challenge to play,
Bellissimo!
but this one is still charming in its own way. For young kids, this captures the spirit of the Grinch. For everyone else, this game is a cinch.
So this game's not the worst. That much is clear. Merry Christmas, Subscribblers, and a Happy New Year.
Ginger, ginger, gingerbread man.